he's grown into a major icon in this life.
Come gather round, people, wherever you go.
There's not an awful lot of music going on the range, at least not as much as I would like to see. So this is a chance to, you know, do something original and hear other people sort of from this area, or at least people that are connected to what I think Dylan stands for, which is being original and being authentic.
I mean, it's special, but it'd be more special to meet Bob Dylan.
Here, I'll pull it over here. This is the stuff people seem to like the most to look at, you know. Well, it's Dylan days. So I got Bob Dylan with me in the van, so.
I know something that that's on a lot of people's minds is that we'd all like Bob Dylan to come back to Hibbing. Personally, I'd like to see Bobby Zimmerman come back home, and I'd like to learn about the Bob Dylan of my age, like 15.
Why can't I be back? I'm on the track. I try to be there.
People have said through the years that he's come, but he's such a private man and doesn't want the attention on him. But they said that he's come.
He never wanted a lot of publicity.
No.
So I wouldn't be surprised he's been up here many times and we just haven't known it.
Now I am home.
My son knows every detail about
every trivia question.
Like he used to sing one of those songs.
Like a Rolling Stone.
Like a Rolling Stone, and he could sing it pretty good. He didn't have the voice Bob Dylan had, but he could sing it pretty good.
I think he had a better voice.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Some people in the way, they're like, why are they celebrating it, even though he's never going to show up? But they still do it just because they respect him that much. And then other people think they're like, that's Dylan. Because they know Dylan's not going to come here.
Well, we're hoping by doing this, with Duluth doing this and Hibbing doing this, and maybe we can get him back home. Get him back up here for another concert.
I know they've tried to get him to play. People here love him, a lot of people do, so hopefully someday maybe they'll do a festival with him playing. That's what I'd like to see.
There was a campaign last year about Come Home Bob. Yeah. Whether or not he was coming home, I was going to support it, and that sign still stands in my yard today.
You know, you can only hang out so long wishing the real thing was here, you know.
That's cool. Come home, Bob.
It's the closest thing I can bring him to the real thing. Hopefully someday the real thing will come and everybody will be much happier.
The ultimate would be to move here and live here and work at Zimmy's and be a part of the crew. That would be the ultimate. It would.
When we sat down to rename the restaurant, a little more casual name, I said, I don't think you people will realize how big Bob Dylan is everywhere in the world except Hibbing, Minnesota.
Dylan is global, absolutely global.
I knew a guy that used to sell him guitars in Minneapolis, in St. Paul, and he wanted Bob to see the painting. So I brought it down to the concert.
I was standing at the side road, listening to the billboard now.
But then I never actually got on the bus with him.
I was standing at the side road, listening to the billboard now.
I was a little intimidated
Well, my wrist was empty, but my nerves were kicking. Oh, they were ticking like a clock.
So then I saw him later, and I just went up to him when he was on the bus, and I explained the painting and what was behind it. And he saw the photo, and he just said, "Oh, it looks pretty good," you know.
Come to me sometime, nighttime, daytime.
Well, I was waiting my turn to speak to him at this funeral politely. Then the camera crew from Duluth was running across the lawn at him with a big microphone and camera. And I was stunned because we were at a funeral, and I look over and he's running across the lawn the other way as fast as he can. They didn't catch him, he's pretty swift. But, you know, yeah, I missed my magic moment to introduce myself.
Oh, it's funny, honey, I'm out of touch. Just don't feel much like a scarecrow today.
It was close.
I don't even know if he's ever been to Zimmy's.
It was cute because his nephews came in here, David's sons came in for lunch, and we talked for a couple hours. This is after the funeral. And I said, "Oh, you didn't bring Bob along, your Uncle Bob?" And they said, "You know, he was with us. And when we drove by your marquee sign, he said, 'Zimmy's.'" And they said, "Yeah, Uncle Bob, that's named for you." And then the camera crew was here, of course, waiting for Bob. So he told them he would go somewhere else, and they came in.
Oh, he was here?
But he went to a coffee shop in town because someone got his autograph there.
It's hard to believe, but I believe it. You know, I mean, I don't think he's ever said he's not going to come here. Or...
He did spend the day, which was nice, but yeah, it's tough to be Bob.
Don't need a shot of turpentine or bring me to my knees. Don't need a shot of codeine, help me to repent. Don't need a shot of whiskey, help me be president.
When we opened up in 1990, people in town weren't sure. They would tell us they're not sure if the family would like this, you know, kind of that, you know, heavy-handed little negativism. And we were like, well, we're doing nothing, you know, we didn't even have any memorabilia. It was all history of Hibbing memorabilia on the walls.
Put a price upon his head.
Beatty Zimmerman came in. This is his mom, Beatty. And I was a little nervous to speak with her. I was a manager, and I thought maybe she wouldn't, I didn't know what to expect. So what I did was I went up to her table and I said, you know, we've named Zimmy's for your son Bob, and you know, I hope you like it. And she said, quote unquote, my husband laughs when I say this all the time, but she said to me, "Honey, it's about time somebody did something nice for my son here in Hibbing." And I said, well, I'm very happy to hear that because we didn't know how you'd feel. And she said, well, I was born and raised in Hibbing, and I raised my two sons here, and I could never figure out why no one did something for Bob, you know, to acknowledge his career. And I said to her, you know, we've been putting ads in the Hibbing Daily Tribune to see if we could get a picture or two of Bob growing up here. And she said, oh, don't worry, I'll send you some photos of Bob from Hibbing. Well, needless to say, I never got any, and I think Bob would have killed her if Mom would have sent us photos, family photos. But it was really nice to get that, like, blessings or whatever you want to call it, that she was fine with it. And after that, we put up the Bob Dylan memorabilia.
If you're a doctor, I need a shot of love.
All right, well, this is the Zimmy's lunch menu.
I thought they'd have a Bob Dylan special today. Do you have a special today?
No, we do a barbecued beef sandwich.
Oh, that sounds good.
Barbecued beef sandwich. No, I don't like that.
Positively all-you-can-eat fish fry, simple twist of steak.
What are you going to get, dear?
I don't know yet.
Then over here, there's a hard rain hamburger, the Mozambique black bean burger.
I don't want that. Let's split order onion rings.
Yeah, sure.
song for me.
And the Forever Young Walnut Veggie Burger.
Well, I know the song Forever Young. I forget who sings it now. But it's just a beautiful song. And Ross told me that Bob Dylan wrote that song. And I was just shocked.
And then there's Love and Theft Coconut Chicken.
I promise to go.
Sandwiches.
Oh, there's the Zimmy's double cheeseburger.
They're all song names, and well, some albums, and just references to the Big Dylan. And then here is Highway 61 Pizza.
Is that the one you were thinking about, of Highway 61? Is that the song?
I don't remember it.
I don't remember the name of it, but Highway 61.
But this is an old vintage one. We were a part of the exhibit, Bob Dylan's American Journey, and they had a Highway 61 sign in the exhibit, and we thought ours was better, so we were rocking. We liked that.
Did his father own a furniture store here? Zimmerman's?
Probably.
Yeah.
The clock up above was the Zimmerman electric clock.
Zimmy's is a nifty place. I like how it's laid out. It's nice and open feeling, not too cluttered, but it just is packed full of things. You just keep looking and see something else and new.
It's hard to absorb it all.
I just noticed it's kind of the face, the mosaic face of Dylan. Very interesting.
I love it when he was with the Traveling Wilburys. I think that's a phenomenal group put together.
An autographed card with the Traveling Wilburys. So that's Bob and all the Traveling Wilburys.
They're very artistic here. They have a lot of artwork dedicated to Bob, which is really good.
They have a lot of stuff that you don't see anywhere.
That's Bob at about 2.5 years old. So they would have lived in Duluth, but this is actually shot in Hibbing. She came to visit her 2 girlfriends from high school, and they all had little toddlers. So it's on a porch here in Hibbing, and it was kind of fun for us to get because no one had seen a baby Bob picture. We call this our baby Bob. But isn't he adorable? My God, would you fall in love with this guy?
Oh yeah, these are all Hibbing related things.
Oh, that's really neat.
1958.
That's the year he graduated, I think.
Yeah.
Just always a celebration of arts, all the arts, poetry, literature.
Actually, this lady here, writer, amazing, just fantastic.
Play competitions. So we try and keep the arts alive because it's very hard to keep the arts alive in a very small and off the beaten path community. So that's our mission, if you will. So hopefully we think Bob would love that. And as artists ourselves, we really do. We feel very validated in trying to keep things alive here with that.